Welcome to Angeles Crest, where today I'll be reviewing this 2019 Volkswagen Golf GTI, modified to produce 320 horsepower to the front wheels. And we'll be trying to figure out if this is the best front-wheel drive car that you can get on the market today. If you want to see more of this awesome car, definitely check out Suhaib here on Instagram. This is his car. And if you want to have your cool car reviewed, go ahead and shoot me an email right here. Let's get started. All right, so tell me all of the mods that you've done to this car.
Engine-wise, to make the power I'm making, you don't have to do much. The powertrain is more or less the same thing as the Golf R. Only difference is it doesn't have the Haldex system, which is the all-wheel drive system, and it has a slightly smaller turbo. You don't even have to do any mods to this car, and with the tune, you can make more power than the Golf R from factory. But I didn't want to stop there, so what I have is a high-flow catted downpipe from ARM Motorsports. I have an upgraded intercooler because the stock ones are known to have crazy heatsink if you're making more power. Get the stock location intercooler. I know front mounts look amazing, but they are half the size of the stock location. Wheels and tires, Koenig Ampliforms. Not that unique for this platform. It's an amazing wheel. Super lightweight. This weighs like 18 pounds a wheel. Because it's somewhat a daily, I have Continental Extreme Contact Sport 2 tires. Really comfortable, not loud at all, but they're also really grippy here in the canyons. They're like 300-ish tread wear. For kind of fun mods like drivability, I have the Shop Dapps Holy Shift Kit. It's their short shifter. Makes this car drive so much better. If you guys don't know, the shifter in this car feels like just like rubber from factory. So you definitely want to do that. It has a heavy-weighted shift knob. I'm tuned via Cobb, so I have a Cobb access port in there you might see later. And then, oh, for handling, this goes for any front-wheel drive car. Just get a thicker rear sway bar. It will help so much with understeer. You just stiffen up the rear end, and if you really want to go crazy, maybe get like a rear brace. But you're going to take up hatch space, which this is mostly a daily. I don't want to do that. For exterior mods, these headlights are not factory. These headlights, they look exactly like the upper trim level headlights, but they're sequential. The factory headlights on the GTIS are really ugly. They're halogens. This is the GTI S, which is like poverty spec. Why did I get that? I wanted plaid seats. It's not a GTI without plaid seats. If you get anything bigger than an S, it has boring leather seats, whatever.
The plaid seats are really sick in this car. Actually, I love the combination of plaid and the actual golf ball on the shifter.
Yeah.
It's like German idea of comedy or something like that, and it actually is pretty cool.
I have an aftermarket shift knob, but I wanted to keep the OEM golf ball look, so it's a golf ball shift knob. And then to match the seats, the handbrake boot and the shifter boot are also plaid. Front splitter is from Zero Design. It's a German company, so they're TÜV certified, whatever that means. And for this area of the car, I have some more Zero Design stuff right here. This is their side skirts. I just wanted the whole gloss black look for this Aero stuff. Matches really well, especially with this rear diffuser. This rear diffuser is not Zero Design, but it looks really well. This is actually an OEM diffuser that we don't get in the US. This comes on the GTI TCR, which is a much better car than this. And my goal for this car is to basically make an American version of that. So I got that from the Volkswagen dealer, and it just bolts right up.
So other than just driving on the mountain roads, this car is also Suhaib's everyday car. So tell me what it's like for that.
The only reason to get a hot hatch, in my opinion, is you want a fun daily. You can't really do that in an S2K or MX-5 because there's not much room to put anything. I can fit loads of groceries in here. Hell, you could fit a flat screen TV in the back. Gas mileage, it's amazing. I get 30 miles to the gallon every time I go to work, and this is a modified car. Reliability-wise, it is a German car. For a German car, though, this is a very reliable engine. The EA888, this is the third generation of this motor. They have nailed it. Although, if you have a manual transmission, be warned. The manual transmission is an afterthought for this car. This car was meant to have the DSG. So if you want to make more power, upgrade your clutch. Ask me how I know. My clutch went out a month ago. So I upgraded to a single mass flywheel clutch kit from South Bend. And honestly, it's worth it. But keep in mind that if you want to make more power, you have to spend money on a good clutch.
So I think that Suhaib has done a really good job modifying this car without ruining it as a daily. That awareness of what you're going to actually use the car for is very important when you're modifying cars. Don't just stick parts on without thinking. you should have a plan, and I think Suhaib here clearly did. So I'm really excited to give this car a shot. Already I love it. The suspension, man, it's like just that rear anti-roll bar. I can feel it because it doesn't feel like a front-wheel drive car, honestly. Man, this thing is f***ing playful. This thing is so playful. You did a good job modifying it. Oh my god, man. This thing is no slouch on the straightaways either. But man, the chassis is what really shines on this thing.
Oh yeah, MQB chassis, no slouch. Because remember, this thing was designed for the Nürburgring, for the TCR spec racing. There's not much of a difference between this. In fact, if you want a TCR this car, you can order a body kit from Volkswagen.
This car does not mess around on corner exit. I think that's really a strong suit provided by that differential. You really get that mechanical grip. It doesn't feel like we have something electronic sticking this car to the ground. It definitely feels very mechanical, very analog, and it's just a beautiful driving experience. I've never had a car have such an emotional impact on me that was front-wheel drive. Only rear-wheel drive cars have made me feel like this before, so I'm really impressed by this car. This is hands down the best front-wheel drive car I've ever driven. Now, I have not driven a Honda Civic Type R.
You should.
Yeah?
So, why a GTI over a Type R? The GTI is a daily that you can have fun in. The Type R is a little rough dailying that, to be honest. The suspension is very stiff on a Type R.
And here's the thing, like, you can get this for half the price of a
Type R.
And as soon as you tune it, it's probably going to be just as fast, if not faster, in terms of the motor. In terms of the chassis, again, I can't tell you, but the looks, I can tell you. The Type R is a little bit of a racer boy looking car. This has a much more sophisticated air about it, and I just like the looks of this car a lot better.
Revs to 7,000. That's all you gotta know.
It revs to 7,000?
Yeah.
I didn't even know, because the red line on the tag says 6,000.
Okay, so the factory red line is 69 actually. Or the factory max is 69. With the tune, it raises it slightly to 7,000.
Interesting. I'm surprised that the engine stays bulletproof after raising the red line, because more than boost, RPM is actually the thing that kills engines the most. It's really expensive usually to modify an engine to increase the RPM, so this must have been designed by Volkswagen to be very reliable out of the factory.
Oh yeah, it has.
Allow you to increase the red line at all.
If you guys don't know, so the Golf R and GTI, in terms of engines, there isn't really any difference in the engines. They both have forged internals and everything. Only difference is exhaust timing, because the Golf R has a bigger turbo. But yeah, this is like not that far off from the Golf R. At least the 7.5. Mark 8 is a different story, but yeah.
And personally, I would go for the 7.5 over the 8 because of this handbrake right here that you cannot get on the Mark 8. One of my favorite things about this car is actually that it has a traditional handbrake. Not all Mark 7.5 Golfs have the traditional handbrake, and no Mark 8s do. So this makes this car pretty special. And in my opinion, a hot hatch needs to have the traditional handbrake. A hot hatch is about stupid fun, and because they're front-wheel drive, it's actually difficult to kick that rear end out without one. So this is a huge bonus, especially if you live in a snowy area. You'll know what I mean if you do. So now we're going to take a little break from yapping because we have a tunnel coming up. And think we all know what that means. I don't think I've touched 7,000 with this car yet on the tach, because it just doesn't feel like it should rev to 7,000, but it does. Oh my god, that just unlocked a whole other dimension of this engine as soon as I'm realizing that this red line's much higher than I thought. You just can't not do that if you're a car guy. It's actually physically impossible not to accelerate in a tunnel with the windows rolled down. 7,000 RPM for a family hatchback is insane. Oh, this is pure driving joy. Yeah, if you're a rear-wheel drive snob like me, you gotta go out and drive yourself a Mark 7.5 Golf, because this thing will change your mind. This is so sick.
How do you like it?
Dude, I fucking love your car. This is, I'm not just saying it for the camera. This is the best front-wheel drive car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me not even miss rear-wheel drive.